Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Tech Motoring. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at this product right here. This is a screen protector for your Mustang Mach-E made by Screen ProTech. And this is a really cool product that not only covers your main center screen of your Mustang Mach-E, but also the smaller driver screen behind the steering wheel of the Mustang Mach-E. So let's dive in. Let's take a look at how we get this installed. We're going to do the step-by-step process to show you how it gets installed, and then we'll review the product and see how well it is. Make sure you stay tuned, hit the subscribe button. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back. So like I was saying, we're going to get this installed today on this Mustang Mach-E. So this is a screen protector for your main screen in the center of your Mustang Mach-E, and of course the binnacle dash screen just behind the steering wheel there. So not only does this protect your main touchscreen, but it also protects that screen there as well, which is really cool to see. So this is made by a company called Screen ProTech. We got this really kind of cool screen protector for your Mustang Mach-E. Let's get it installed and take a look. But first, before we do all that, let's do a couple things. Let's just take a look at this packaging real quick. This is pretty cool packaging. It's just a cylinder that they send you with the screen protector wrapped up. So clearly this is not a glass screen protector that we usually get for your cell phones or something. You usually get a glass screen protector. This is actually a film style screen protector, which you can also get for phones as well, but typically a lot of people prefer the glass one. So I'm really curious to see how this works. So it gets rolled up in this tube here, and all you gotta do is open up this tube, all the supplies that they send you to make it work, and then that's pretty much it. So it's pretty cool process, and I think it's really neat that it's, it's packaged like this, and it's obviously really protected. It's a nice, strong, thick cardboard container here. So let's go ahead and dive into this. But before we do that, just want to point out a couple things on this packaging. They got all their social media stuff here, their YouTube channels and everything, which is really cool. And on the back here, it has a QR code that you can scan to get instructions. And I think this is my favorite part. It says view in camera phone before install. They want you to scan the QR code, and it says, seriously, read the directions, it helps. And I completely agree. So many people will jump and try to get this done in like a 10-minute process and just be like, hey, okay, it's on there. And then they got bubbles, or the corners are pulled up, or they get, dust behind the screen protector, and then they tend to get upset about that. But honestly, if you follow the instructions, clean the screen properly, follow it step by step, this process is actually really easy, and it's going to come out looking really, really good. Another QR code on the top of it as well. But anyway, yeah, let's dive into the tube. Ooh, I like that sound. And see exactly what they offer. So first thing we're going to get out here is this small little bottle. Now, this bottle it's empty, actually, except for a little bit of this right here in the bottom. And if you read the side here, it says installation solution, soap mix, just add water. Once again, if you read the instructions, you'll know why they give you an empty bottle, because they give you the soap mix, you just got to throw water in there. And that makes sense, because why send a whole bottle of liquid through the mail and everything like that? It's just more weight, costs more money. It makes sense. Everybody's got some water, I believe. And then we're going to dig in here, and we're going to take a look at this. So obviously, like I was saying before, these are not glass. They are a film style screen protector. And we could see here that this is the large screen in the center. So as we can see, that this has the full size of the screen, and it even has a small little circle in the middle for the dial, because in between the center of the dial is actually part of the LCD screen as well. So really nice there. Let's go lay this down nice and easy. Dig in a little bit more, and here we see we have the binnacle dash protector there, obvious based on their size. And let's go a little bit deeper into it. All right, looks like they give us a nice little kit here with some extras in it. Let's take a look here. So it looks like this gives you a nice cloth here, and this is probably the cloth that they want you to use to clean the screen and do all the steps with this. So that's really nice to see. the nice cloth. You could probably save it for a while too and use it. They give you this squeegee tool, so after you got everything kind of settled in place, you'll be using this squeegee tool to kind of squeegee out the water from behind the screen. So really like that. And let's see. Nope, I think that is about it in the tube. Okay, so we got our screen protectors, and we got our accessories, and we got everything we need to make this happen. Now, one of the things they do offer when you buy this, so you do pay a fee for the screen protectors, and then they also have another additional smaller fee if you prefer, and they'll double the order for you. And I really recommend this for people who maybe are not familiar or really comfortable with actually doing this type of stuff. If you've been putting these on cell phones for many years, you're going to be kind of familiar with the process and understand how it works. In this particular instance though, if you're not comfortable, or if you're not comfortable doing it on like this type of angle, because it's not like you're on a flat surface doing this, you have to do this while you're kind of holding it up in there. I highly recommend going for the doubling your order to get more screen protectors, because this could potentially save you from a risk in the future. Anyway, now we got everything out, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the instructions that they give you through that QR code on the app and see what it offers for help. All right, everybody, so after you scan the QR code on the tube there, it gives you a website with a small video tutorial and also some written instructions as well. So just to kind of go down the instructions here, screen should be cool to the touch, 70 degrees inside the cab. So make sure you do this. You can run your air conditioning to do that. Try to turn the screen off if you can. Spray the surface and then wipe the surface. So what you're doing is you're spraying it and then you're wiping it down to get anything off the screen, any fingerprints, smudges, anything like that. You fill the bottle with some warm water, all right? And that warm water mixes with the soap solution that they put in there. So you just give it a good shake, make sure it's nice and mixed up. So you spray the surface, you wipe it, spray the surface again, then they want you to use the squeegee to clean off anything else that might be on the screen, and then you spray the surface one more time before you try to apply the screen protector. At that point, then you want to kind of liberally spray the screen and the screen protector. Don't be cheap about it, like just spray everything, because it will help when you're trying to line up everything on the screen. Especially with this one, with the knob in the screen, the knob actually kind of probably helps it get aligned a little easier, but you don't want the screen to get stuck at any point while you're trying to shift it, because then you might tear the film, you might crease the film, you might do something like that. Go ahead and start those few processes right there. We'll get the screen all cleaned up, and then we'll see how it looks once we get the screen protector off of the paper and onto the screen. All right, so using the rag that they gave us here and using the solution that they gave us, we're just gonna go ahead and spray the screen down. We're gonna wipe it off with the rag, make sure we get all the corners, all the creases. We wanna make sure this screen is as clean as possible. Make sure we get around the knob here, get inside the knob, because that's gonna eventually, see, we turn the screen on by hitting the middle of the knob there. Get around it like so. There we go. All right, awesome. Okay, then it wants us to spray the screen again. And we're just gonna squeegee. Make sure we get everything off the screen. Don't want to have anything left on the screen whatsoever. Now we're gonna go ahead and start with the process of getting the screen protector on there. So we're gonna go ahead and spray like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel up the edge of the screen protector, nice and easy. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna spray in there. What we wanna do, a couple things here actually. We're going to try not to get the screen protector dirty. We don't want it to suck in any dirt or debris or dust particles into that. Keep spraying it as we go. We're going to be careful around that circle part there because we don't want to stretch it. All right. Perfect. All right, so we got it off, and now we don't want it to dry. We want to make sure it's nice and wet. Spray the screen again. You can even spray your hands with this stuff as well. It's okay because it'll stop your hands from sticking as well. So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to get this put on here. Once again, try to get it over the knob. The knob is going to be the thing that kind of gives you the proper location of this. And it's going to take just a little bit of work. If you have to peel it back a little bit, spray some more in there. That's okay. We want to spray this as much as we can. Remember, you're going to get all the liquid out later. See, now it's sliding. That's good. We want it to slide just a little bit because we do not want it to get stuck. All right, so now I think what I'm going to do here is I got it in a pretty good spot. We're going to look at all the corners, make sure all the corners look pretty good. Right about there. And then what we want to do here is we want to spray the outside. And what this does, this gives you your squeegee something to slide across. And this way you don't get stuck to the screen protector while you're trying to squeegee it out, because then you'll shift the screen protector. And that's what you're trying to avoid to do, because you don't want to shift the screen protector once you got it lined up. I think that looks pretty good. Check, double check, triple check. Check as much as you possibly can with this because you want to make sure you got it on there perfect. Because the last thing you want to do is get it all the way on there and it's dried, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, it's not right. It's shifted or it's overlapping the edge or something. And you can see I'm being very liberal with the spray. Like, it's just go at it. It's fine. I got a rag down underneath the screen here, so this way it's not so bad. And what we're going to do is we're just going to start from the center. We're going to work our way out to the outside of the screen, just like so. And the first couple of swipes, you're just getting the major bubbles out. You can see there's a bunch of bubbles down here. We're just going to work on those around the knob here. All right. See? Not so bad. All right, and then now we can kind of do a more thorough, and once again, spray. Okay, spray, spray, spray. If it's starting to stick even a little bit, spray. And the reason for that is because if you get a little bit too much friction between the squeegee and the screen protector, you'll just end up putting a crease in it. And that is annoying. All right, that looks pretty good. So before we forget, we also want to do the little small one in the center of the knob here. So this might be a little bit more difficult, but let's go ahead and see if we can get that put in there. We're just gonna spray that a little bit. Get it put in there. This one might be a little difficult. I'm not really sure how we're gonna squeeze it out. I think maybe what I'm gonna do is just kind of set it in place and be very careful and just kind of leave it there. I don't think I want to touch it any more than that. We'll let it dry out on its own. Okay, there we go. Looks pretty good. All right, well, we're not done yet. We still got to do the small one just in front of the driver side here, in front of the steering wheel. This one's going to be a little bit trickier just because we don't really have any place for the water to run. It's going to, unfortunately, run kind of down into the dashboard a little bit. But we're gonna just see what we could do about getting that covered up a little bit, and hopefully it won't be so bad. But it's a smaller screen, so it shouldn't require as much, you know, liquid to get it adhered to the screen. And we're gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up and take a look. All right, so we got our screen here that we wanna work on next. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same process here. We're just gonna spray the screen down as best we can. Fortunately, it's on the other side of the steering wheel, and the steering wheel doesn't drop out of the way very well. So we're just gonna have to do whatever we can to try to get this cleaned off as best we can. All right. All right, so same process with the peeling. I'm just gonna spray on the top a little bit just to make sure it's got a little bit of something going on there. We're gonna peel it back, and we're gonna make sure we spray, especially spray where you're gonna touch it, because you don't want it to steal your fingerprint, let's just put it that way. And we're gonna spray some more. Now we're gonna spray the screen. Let's get this on there. Okay. Pretty good. Let's see if we can squeegee out a little bit here. Yeah, not bad. All right, well, there you go. There is pretty much the process. Pretty straightforward, as you could see. I mean, there really isn't too much to it. Now, the screens will take some time for all the bubbles and stuff to work out. Now, I've just been kind of going through and just very, very easily pushing a couple bubbles out that are kind of big. Any of the soap residue will come off. We can clean the screen later. The thing is, right now, we don't want to go and try to wipe it real hard to get any of these bubbles and stuff out, because what we may end up doing is we may end up shifting the film. So we want to give it about 24 hours or so to cure to the screen, make sure that it's stuck to the screen good. Any of the bubbles that are behind the screen protector should come out within about a week or so, depending on your weather, temperature, everything else is a factor in that. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and get some close-ups so you could take a look at it as well. And yeah, I think this looks pretty cool. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna update everybody in about a few days after everything has kind of gotten a chance to clear up and the bubbles have disappeared, and I'll be able to get to clean the actual screen protector and see how it is. And then we're gonna test its functionality and see exactly how the functionality is. Because, you know, when you're trying to do like pinch zoom stuff on film screen protectors, that sometimes becomes a little bit more difficult because the film is kind of like a tackiness to it. And so I'm curious to see how that's going to be once we get the thing fully onto the screen, adhered and, you know, cured. And then we'll test it out and see how well it works. Anyway, let's give us some time, and we'll see how this looks in a few days. All right, well, it's been just over 24 hours. We took the car out today. We left it sitting in the garage for that first 24 hours as recommended by the company. And as we can see, I still haven't cleaned up the screen, but pretty much all the bubbles have been pulled out of the screen already. I mean, it looks perfectly fine. Like I said, other than just having to clean up the screen itself, the bubbles and everything pretty much are gone. So it looks pretty good. The one over here looks just as good. Really hard to get a good angle on that one. But that one looks like it still has a couple bubbles in the screen. But other than that, looks pretty good. Next couple days, we'll go ahead and see how these bubbles come out, and we'll clean the screen. All right, well, it's been a few days since we got the screen protector installed. I just cleaned it up a little bit, and yeah, it looks really good. I'm really liking this. Nice and clean. You can see it's very glossy. You can see the reflection coming from the camera here, but yeah, overall, I gotta say, the screen looks really good. So let's go ahead and get the car turned on take a look how the screen works and also, you know, functions with, you know, some touch inputs here. All right, so just playing around with the map here, we can see that, you know, sliding my hands across it, sliding my fingers across the map work really well. I can pinch to zoom out, pinch to zoom in. That all seems very intuitive and easy. I would say there is a very small hint of like a tackiness that you get from having the film. I mean, it is minuscule. I mean, it's so much better than the days of, you know, the old film screen protectors on phones. I mean, it is barely there. And, you know, we can try some very simple touches here. So let's just go nice and gentle. I mean, still functional, still very easy to just tap and it sees the touch input. So you're not pushing any harder on the screen, which is nice. You can hit buttons, things come up, just like it was without the screen protector on. And now the screen protector makes it a lot more protected and really nice. And I can't tell you how many times that I've accidentally, you know, reached down with my hand and my watch would clip the edge of the screen here. And it always just really gets me concerned when I do something like that and I clip the screen. And that's the problem with screens like this that stick so far out from like the dashboard. You know, I mean, this is so easy to grab with a piece of jewelry, maybe even like a ring on your finger that you might accidentally, you know, hit the screen with. So this makes things significantly better and safer for just owning a car with such a big screen, because I guarantee you to replace a screen like this would probably be thousands of dollars. And we can come over here to the smaller screen here in front of the driver. We can see same thing. Obviously, this not being a touch screen, you're not doing any type of inputs on the screen, but as you can see, it looks really good. It's going to function the same pretty much, so nothing different there. All right, everybody. Well, there you go. So there is the Screen ProTech screen protectors for the Mustang Mach-E. Really, really cool. I think screen protectors are a great investment, regardless of what product you have. And even more so today, now that so many vehicles are coming with such large screens that are very expensive to replace in the event that they were to get cracked or just broken in general. So think of this as a very small investment for you to make sure that you just protect that part of your screen. Because you never know, even if you get into a situation where you have to slam on your brakes real quick and something may come from the back seat and come up between the two seats and hit your screen, at least this is just a little bit more protection for that screen. You just never know when something like that can happen. And the fact that you don't really lose any touch functionality with the screen is perfect. I mean, that's what you're looking for, right? You want to make sure you get good functionality and you don't have to worry about, you know, your fingers getting stuck on the screen or anything like that. It just works really well. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'd like to thank Screen ProTech for sending me out the screen protector for the Mustang Mach-E. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching today's episode. Make sure you check us out on all of our social medias down in the description below. If you're interested in this product, make sure you go down in the description as well. You will see a link right there to pick up this product for your vehicle. Anyway, thanks again for watching today's episode. And remember, welcome to the future and welcome to Tech Motoring. And we'll see you on the next episode.